Interesting titles, vibrant book covers, stories on love, friendship, and romance is something young readers always look for. So today's conversation is going to be very interesting with author Anjali Kirpalani, who is going to talk about her interesting books and interesting stories. So let's talk. Hi everyone, welcome to the Book Talks by Jashn Events. And today I'm so happy and excited to have Anjali Kirpalani with us. Hi Anjali.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. Thanks.
Welcome to the Book Talks.
Thank you so much.
Anjali, let's start with the book
Yeah.
talks. I just want you to introduce yourself to the audience.
Okay, for sure. So I'm Anjali Kirpalani. I have 4 books out. My latest book is called Tinseltown Affair. I've also written in the Stars, Never Say Never, and 19 Till I Die. So my genre is generally chick lit, but I believe that guys can also read my books, and men have read my books and enjoyed them. So I usually write slice of life novels that are not just focused on romance. It's relationships, career issues, social issues. I tend to try and cover those as well. So yes, and along with that, I'm also a screenwriter, and I've done a bunch of things in my life. I've been an RJ, TV anchor, etc. So I've been working in the media and marketing sort of industries for the last 10 years or more. Yeah.
That's really wonderful.
Yeah.
And like your book covers and book titles, you also seems to be very vibrant and interesting.
Thank you.
So Anjali, I just want to know about your books. Before that, I just want to know about the covers. These
Yes.
covers seems very interesting, colorful, vibrant. Is there any particular reason behind this?
Yeah. So I think we all know, as much as people say don't judge a book by its cover, that's the first thing that a reader is going to see on a bookshelf, right? When you walk into a bookstore. So I think it is important to be attention grabbing, to kind of get a reader to want to pick up the book. And then once they've seen the cover, then they're going to read the synopsis, and then that's when they're going to get drawn to actually pick up your book. So having said that, though, for all the books, of course, it's a decision between the publisher and the author. But I always sort of give my initial idea of this is what I would like, this is what I envision, and then they'll give you options, and then a lot of talented graphic designers working with the publishers who create the final product. And yes, and then we end up going ahead with the best option.
So Anjali, I would like you to tell the audience about your books.
Yes.
What's inside them?
Sure. So I'll start with Tinseltown Affair. This is my latest book. It's about a girl called Meghna who moves from there. So she moves from Chandigarh to Mumbai to become an actress. And it's actually from the time that the book starts, it's been about 8 months she's been in Bombay, and she hasn't gotten any job offers, not even an ad, she's done multiple auditions. And this is basically based on, when you've lived in Bombay, you see how every day so many young people come to the city to kind of, with stars in their eyes, to make it as an actor. So now basically for Meghna, her parents have just given her another 4 or 5 months and they're like, you better make it, otherwise you're coming back home to Chandigarh. So she knows time is ticking by, and she doesn't have much time, and so she's quite desperate to get something, some role, something. And it's all her misadventures, like crazy auditions, theatre, she tries reality TV, she tries anything and everything to get her big acting break. And of course, along the way, she meets Kabir Khurana, who is the male protagonist, and she's instantly drawn to him. He's a casting director, but now he gets embroiled in a scandal of a casting couch kind of scandal. And then what happens? So I'm not going to, no more spoilers, but basically it's I think it is inspired by people coming to Bombay and kind of wanting to become actors. And I know we have seen some movies on this subject as well, but I didn't want it to be very boring or serious. So it's actually it's very funny. So it's a humorous take on all the crazy things that happen, because I think anyone who moves away from home to make it in their career, as much as you're struggling, there are a lot of funny things that also happen, and I always believe in finding the humor in any situation. So Tinseltown Affair is Meghna's crazy journey, basically.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's really wonderful. I would like audience to go through this book, and I'm sure you're gonna love it.
Right. Yeah, I think they would.
That's really wonderful. And what your other books talk about?
Yeah. So Never Say Never was actually my first book. So, first baby you're always very close to.
Yes.
And it's basically about a girl, Nikita Kumar, who makes a list of things she's never going to do. And since life has a plan of its own, how she breaks that list. So again, this story has a lot of plot twists, a lot of humor, a lot of romance. And people have loved the characters in this book. And I think what people really enjoyed at the time, and that's the feedback I still get from readers, is that there's Nikita Kumar and there are her two love interests in the book, as well as her best friend. So she's, by the way, one of the main things about the book is she's in love with her best friend's boyfriend, but she doesn't really want to act upon it because she is a good person at the end of it. So what happened is, I had, as much as the book is from Nikita's perspective, there are multiple chapters that are from the other protagonist's perspective also. And I think that's something that people also really enjoy, because you get a peek into what the male characters are thinking here as well. And so again, I think I've got a lot of love for Never Say Never. I still get people, as much as it's been a long time since this book has come out, but I still get a lot of readers saying we love the characters. So yeah, that was Never Say Never. Should I tell you about my other books as well? Okay, so then there's 19 Till I Die, which is basically about 4 19-year-olds who meet at a university in Canada. They're from different parts of the world. They meet in Canada and how their lives come together. So this is all about your teenage years, college and settling into a new place, heartbreak, new love, friendships. So a lot of that. And again, I think, sometimes people think that you have to be a teenager to enjoy something like this. But I was amazed with 19 Till I Die. I got a lot of readers who were much older who said that we loved reading this book because it took us back to our college days. So, I think you can always relate to something, even if you're not in that phase in your life, it'll take you back to your college days. So again, I always, there's always romance, humor, but always try to also deal with some serious issues as well, because I believe that is life at the end of the day. Everyone's going to have problems, but it is about how you sort of perceive them, right? Yes, and then there's Written in the Stars, which is basically about a girl who is, her name is Ananya, and she is from a family of overachievers. So her brother is an investment banker, her sister is a fashion designer, successful. Her parents, her father is very well-to-do, and he's got a great business setup. And she just doesn't know what she's supposed to do in life. She keeps quitting jobs, she keeps getting fired, she just doesn't know what to do. And she takes this trip to New York, and then it's about how things come together for her. So I think with what's common for all my books is I always believe that in the end everything works out, and that is so there's always that kind of positive message I want to give out to people, but it'll not necessarily work out in the way you think it will. So I think everyone envisions their life going in this one direction, but actually life is like a roller coaster. But eventually, as long as you land in the place that you want to be, or sometimes it's even better than you thought it would be. So there's always that message of hope in all my books. Yes.
Usually a writer writes something which affects them, or by their surrounding.
Right. So I think for me, when I started writing books as well, I think the main motivation was to write a book that I would enjoy reading as a reader. So while growing up, while I was in college, I loved reading books like these, which are basically slice of life, contemporary fiction, or light reads, if you want to call them that. And they basically, it's what I like about these books is that it is like life, but it's just, it's teaching you to laugh at the silly moments in life. So you are dealing with serious issues, but in a fun way. And so that is the kind of genre that appealed to me when I started writing. And I know that at the time as well, people will tell you that, certain genres do well, like mythology, for example. But I think as an author, you have to be true to yourself. So I had to write something that I wanted to write, and not just because, this genre is selling well, so I will write that. Because at the end of the day, it's your name going out there. You want to be happy and proud of what you've created. And I can say, very confidently that I am happy with whatever has gone out with my name on it. You really never know when it can come. But I remember with Tinseltown Affair, actually funny enough, I just woke up one morning. So I think kind of like not a dream also, but the idea came to me while I was like taking a nap or something. And I woke up and I was like, you know what, I should write this book about this girl who wants to become an actress and all the fun things that happened with her. So that's how that came. Never Say Never was, my older sister was just talking once about how all the things she said she'll never do in life, she ended up doing.
So, are you reading something, and would you like to suggest to our audience any, good reads, or you think they inspire?
Right. Yeah. So I mean, I've just finished reading Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Carnes. It's a really, really, really good book. So it's set in the 60s, and it's about this woman scientist and just how she's treated quite badly, but the crazy journey that she sort of goes on. And again, written in a very fun, light sort of way. So I think everyone should read that. Lessons in Chemistry is a really good book. I'm currently reading Psychology of Money because when I was younger, I only wanted to read fiction. I still, if you ask me, I always will prefer fiction over non-fiction. But as I've gotten older, I think there is a lot of value also in the self-help books and in non-fiction books. So now I'm reading The Psychology of Money as well. So far it's going well. As for my all-time favorite books, I mean, I've always loved Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen. I think it's an absolute classic. Everyone should read it. I think it's amazing how after so many years you can still relate to the characters. It's amazing. And I also always loved A Suitable Boy by Vikram Seth. I remember reading it when I was a teenager, and I just loved how sort of expansive it was. It really sets that time of India, post-partition India, and it was beautiful. So that's one of my all-time favorite books. And then, as I said, because I enjoy contemporary fiction a lot, I've loved books by Marion Keyes, because she writes, books that are funny and there's a lot of romance, but she deals with serious issues also. So whether it's alcoholism, whether it's depression, but it'll be told in a fun way. So these are some of my recommendations for people.
These are so beautiful suggestions, I would say. And before that, I would say to go with these books because these are so light, and as Anjali already said that they are humorous, they have lots of love in it, there is romance, there is friendship, so many things. So all these books are available online and also at all the bookstore. You can go and find these books.
Please do. And then please connect with me and tell me what you think about it.
Yeah. So Anjali, what is next coming from your pen?
Yes. So I am currently working on my next fiction novel, which is basically, this time it's more of a family drama. Because I think as a viewer, I had loved watching Kapoor and Sons, and I was very fascinated by that because I feel like every family has a lot of sort of hidden complexities. The relationships between families can be very complex and very unique. So it is a family drama that I'm working on.
Any message, Anjali, you would like to convey to the readers, to the upcoming writers, or the audience who are watching us?
Yeah. I mean, I know it sounds cliched, but honestly, if you want to be a writer, I would say to anyone that the most important thing is to actually believe in yourself. Get the story down, take it step by step.
First take a first step of writing, then definitely.
Exactly. All the help is available out there. And I had learned something. I had done this creative writing course while I was doing my first book, and our lecturer had said something very valuable, which is that if you have a good story, get the story down first. So worry about the editing and the grammar later, because the 80% of the work is to get that whole plot down, and then you can always sit down with it again. There are also editors who can help you, right?
Yes.
So and as every author will tell you, writing is all about the rewriting. But yes, the first thing is to actually get that plot down. So get the plot down and then take it step by step, and you can do it.
Thank you so much, Anjali, for these beautiful suggestions and for being there with us. It was lovely having you.
Thank you so much, Seema. I love talking with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye, audience. Thank you so much for being with us. Follow us and please wait for this book talk to be released. Thank you.